The first aspect of our beginner's guide to the golf swing is going to be posture. In posture, we want two bends. One at the waist. It creates our back's going to be flat. We're going to have one at the knees. And that gets us closer to the golf ball. You're seeing the arrow point directly down at the target line. And that's an important piece because our arms are going to be swinging around our body. So the body's got to be in a position to where when the arms are working around our body, it delivers the club to the golf ball. So important to have good posture. The shaft is representing my spine. As I tilt forward, the shaft comes with me. I unlock the knees, and I'm balanced, and I'm an athlete. So let's move on, and we're going to get into body lines. And this is one of the keys to set up is making sure that your shoulders, hips, toes, everything is parallel to our target line. As you can see, the lines pointing down to the ground. Everything is what we call square. We're creating train tracks with the toe line and the target line. Most golfers that I see, for right-handed, will aim their body lines to the right because their eyes are taking them to the target. But the problem is that we're not standing on the target line, so that aligns their body incorrectly. That's why this drill right here is a great way to check and see where our body lines are aimed. So after we get a good posture, we get good body lines, we're going to move into holding the golf club, and it's going to be placed in the fingers. You just reach out. I call this shaking hands. Gets placed in the fingers. You close your palm on the grip. I'm going to reach out with my trail hand, and then as I come down, you're seeing those arrows point down to the ground. The arms hang underneath the shoulders. The hips go back, and they end up over the heels. So we reach out, and the grip is in the fingers. Heel pad on top of the grip. That's important because it's going to help us hinge the golf club. Again, we come down, and that gets us in great posture. Space between the hands and the body. You need that so the club can get to the golf ball. The arms and the hands have room to swing underneath the chest as you get through impact. So we're reaching out with the left. I'm going to grab with the right. Use my posture to get me into a good position. And when you do this and you're holding it with your trail hand, you're going to want to have the shaft kind of at a 45-degree angle with your arm. And what are you seeing me do? I'm going back to set up every single time, creating a routine and muscle memory. We've got to train our body. What does it feel like when we're setting up correctly to the golf ball? In the fingers, heel pad on top of the grip. Remember, that's important. We come down, you're seeing a flat back. I unlock the knees. And we're in a great position to strike the golf ball. Again, we get closer to the golf ball with our chest. We get in good posture so we can swing the golf club, get the club to the ground, and have it work around our body. So now let's get into some distance control, and we'll start out with probably the easiest swing of all, and that's going to be a putting stroke. Those arrows are going to be indicating how stable and still my lower body is, and how small the swing is. Also, you can notice that with the arrows pointing down to the ground, you're seeing my hands and my arms work from one side of my body to the other side, equal distant from where the ball would be, which would be in the middle of my stance. And again, we're hitting the reset button every single time. The club goes out in front of our body. We create our posture. So it's out, tilt, unlock, and then we make our small little swing. The back swing and the through swing matching each other. And that's going to create a lot of consistency with the distance control and finding out how big of a swing and how far is the ball going to go with that swing. That nice little triangle created by the shoulders and the arms staying together. You're not seeing any kind of flip with the wrists. I see a lot of golfers with the arms will stop swinging and then will flip, and that just creates a lot of inconsistency on the contact. Club's going to stay low to the ground. And I'm in full control of how far it's going back and how far it goes through. So now we're seeing me move into a very similar swing as the one before, kind of a putting stroke, but this time I have an iron in my hand, and you can use an iron, maybe an 8-iron, 9-iron, depending upon how far you are. You could even use a 7-iron and use the putting stroke to chip a golf ball. I feel like the smaller the swing you make, the less room for error you have. So if you can make a small swing using an 8, 9, or 7 and get the ball to go the distance you want, then that would be great. And again, you're seeing I moved into a little bit bigger swing. This is, if I wanted the ball to go maybe 20 yards or so, I could keep that 8 or 7 iron in my hand. But what am I doing? I'm matching the backswing and the through swing. It's a little bigger swing, so you're seeing some turn with the lower body on the way through. That adds a little speed to the swing. Ball go a little bit further. But again, I'm taking it back to one arrow, finishing at the other arrow under full control of that club head. And this is, I call this a big chip. Moving into the pitch shot, you're seeing the two arrows point down to the ground. One is, both of them refer to indicating the butt of the end of the grip of the club. We're creating that nice little L on the way back, matching on the way through. Accidentally hit the golf ball right there, so we'll set that up again. So we set up. Again, we're always starting from setup, going through our routine, making sure that we're doing the same thing over and over again until we can't get it wrong. Like this video, subscribe, and keep watching because we're getting into the backswing next.